All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Today, we are lucky enough to have a presentation from the great people over at PetDesk, actually, today. And I'm super excited to join this presentation today. And so, without further ado, I'm going to send it over to you, Judy. Do you want to go ahead and introduce everybody?
Yeah, thank you so much, Barry. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining this webinar. Before I get into introductions, I just want to run through a few housekeeping items for everybody who is on this webinar right now. This webinar is going to run about 30 to 35 minutes with time at the end for questions and answers. This webinar is being recorded, so because you've registered, whether or not your colleagues could attend or if they are here during the live webinar, you will be receiving the recording in an email in the next couple of days so that you can share it with colleagues if they were unable to attend this live webinar if you would like. If you think of a question throughout this presentation, down at the bottom, you can use the Q&A feature or the chat function that's down at the bottom. You'll see that. So open that up and you can type in any questions that you have. So I'll be monitoring those questions throughout and we'll hold them until the time it comes for Q&A. So let's just get to introductions. I'll go first. My name's Judy Vey. I'm the content marketing manager here at PetDesk. I love creating content that helps further educate vet clinics and pet parents alike on the value of PetDesk and what we bring that helps promote healthier and happier pets. And with that, I will send it over to Connor. Connor, can you introduce yourself?
Hey everybody, my name is Connor. It's been amazing the past 6 months learning about all of the Vetter hospitals since our integration has launched. Excited to continue the conversation and teach you all about reminders and client communication today.
All right, thanks Connor. And Shona?
Hi, my name is Shona Fenner. I'm a product manager at PetDesk. And I've gotten to coordinate a lot of our work and development with Vetter specifically. So I definitely feel like this is a little bit of my baby and I really, really like it. And then my claim to fame at PetDesk is I've worked here for a dog's age, which in this terms is 6.5 years and started in support. So it keeps me honest when working with our customers to actually fix problems and communicate about that. So hopefully I can help keep that part of the support process pretty clear along the lines of this webinar as well.
Awesome. Thanks, Shona. And then I also wanted to introduce a very special guest, Ashley Stickles. She's from the Orange Canyon Pet Clinic out in Orange, California. She will be having a little Q&A session with me later in the webinar today, but I just want to let Ashley say hi and introduce herself as well.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm a practice manager at Orange Canyon Pet Clinic in Orange, California. We've been using PetDesk with Vetter for almost a year now. It was a good start to us and we love it. So I'm happy to support PetDesk in this.
All right, thanks Ashley, so good to have you. All right, and without further ado, Connor, take it away.
I'll actually start us off with a little bit of what
Shona, sorry.
No worries. Connor gets to tell you a lot of the details about what we're doing, but to start us off, I'll give you guys a bit of an idea of who PetDesk is, a little bit about us, and then also try to contextualize this about why you might care, because we try to fix all the problems you might have in the clinic and how those may change, what PetDesk can do. We'll also show you a little bit about the experience clients have. So that's in the app within some of our communications. And you can see a little bit of the inside what pet parents will do with PetDesk. And then conversely, also the clinic experience. So what our dashboard looks like, what you in the practice would be doing, and how wonderful that is, according to Ashley here. And she'll be able to talk a little about PetDesk as well. So she's our, kind of our PetDesk celebrity of the day from Orange, California. We'll be excited to talk to her later on. And then, like Judy said, we've got a Q&A at the end. So we are a curious bunch. Come down with questions, stick them in the chat, save them for later if you want. But don't be scared to ask something. We'll try our best to answer it. And if not, follow up with you later on. So that should be everything in our agenda.
Perfect. Thank you, Shona. So to kick us off here, Shona, you want to talk us through the company and PetDesk in general?
Yeah. I mean, this picture is a great place to start because we are a wacky bunch. So this is a photo of us. We started as mostly based in San Diego, so that's why we're always, out in the sun enjoying ourselves. We're now remote first with some folks in San Diego, but also all across the US, which helps us meet our customers where they're at. We've been around for a while too. We haven't worked with Vetter for years and years. We've only worked with Vetter for about a year, but PetDesk itself was founded in 2013. We're a private company. So we've scaled quite a bit. We've grown quite a bit in the past few years. And we currently support just north of 2,600 veterinary practices. That's all the US and Canada. So pretty good number, especially because when I started, it was definitely in 2 digits. Super exciting stuff. And then alongside of that, the client experience that I was talking about, that's amassed to 2.6 million app users. So those are folks that have downloaded the app from the vet practice years and years ago, yesterday, could be you. But we're pretty excited to be able to serve that number of different pet parents, and they're often adorably named animals as well. And then near and dear to my heart is how we support our customers. One of the things that's sort of prided me along the lines is how our customers have touted the people behind the product for us. And so our customer success model and support is a big differentiator, makes us feel really good because essentially allows us to provide the support for customers we want to receive. And it's things like that with live chat because, definitely easier to talk to someone who's on live chat, but we also have email and phone. So you can track us down pretty much wherever. And then every customer that works with us has a customer success manager. So someone that you can get to know, and can help point you in the right direction if there's questions, problems, need a little bit of help along the way. Essentially, we're trying to practice what we preach and do pretty good on the lines of our customer experience. That's a little bit about us. Plus, hey, we got 4.8 stars on Capterra, so I think we're doing something right. And then from here, I think we've got a poll where Connor can kind of dig into some of those problems, and we'll have you stare at this adorable cat for a second.
Perfect. So it is poll time. I don't want to spend the next 30 minutes as nap time listening to my monotone voice as we walk through PetDesk. So I want to start this off very much by engaging you all. So Judy's going to open a poll here in the next 10 or so seconds, and I want you to read through the poll options and then pick up to 3 that best describe your practice. And the poll will be open for about 40 seconds. And these are specific problems that are specific to communication, the front desk, and all in terms of the realm of what you might be using Vetter for, and also what you could be using or are using PetDesk for.
I know that there are a lot of options, so I'll just give it about 10 more seconds and I'll close the poll. All right, I'm going to close the poll now. And here are the results, Connor.
Awesome. Thanks, Judy. So as we go through the results, clear winners. Your all's phones are clearly busy in your practices, whether it's a mobile practice or brick and mortar practice. Clients calling for everything, 59%. The team tired of leaving voicemail after voicemail, 47%. And then the phone won't stop ringing, 53%. Okay, I mean, there is a clear winner here, and it's centered around potential efficiencies at your front desk, efficiencies around the phone, efficiencies for your clients, and making things a lot easier. So as we walk through this conversation, a lot of it is going to be centered around how, one, we can make your clients better clients and more effective pet parents, and then two, making your clinic more effective as you start to use PetDesk and as you think through, okay, what are the areas of specific efficiencies? First things first, I want you all to take a second and pick 10 random clients within Vetter, right? 10 random clients, make sure it's random. I'm sure you all can remember the client who's been in 4 times in the past month with their cat with dermatology issues. But I want you to pick 10 clients and then ask yourself, okay, if you picked up the phone and called them, how many would know when exactly their pets are due for their vaccines and annual exam? Take a second. Okay, so first things first, PetDesk is at its core a reminder system. We integrate into your Vetter platform. It allows us to communicate with your clients in the most effective way per client. PetDesk isn't a one-size-fits-all. We work with mobile practices, we work with general practices, we work with brick and mortar specialties, and that allows us to understand, one, no practice is the same. All of you are snowflakes in terms of how you are set up, how your practice is set up, the size, and how many clients you have. And first things first is we send out the reminders through text, email, postcard, and then add this 4th channel of push notifications through giving your clients an amazing tool that they can put on their phone to, one, have a direct digital connection with you at the practice. That integration is something that's been live for a year, generally available for the past 6 months. And in terms of reminders, those reminders start to go out on a daily basis from our system. There will likely be some questions as far as how Vetter reminders and PetDesk reminders compare. We can definitely cover some of those as we get towards Q&A, towards the second part of the conversation. So let's jump in. Reminder system. The reminders go out on a daily basis. We give your clients this tool that you all can see on the right-hand side. It's the PetDesk app. This is a demo dashboard, so you can see PetDesk Animal Hospital. This becomes the face of your practice. So you all have websites. We start taking that website and building a brand within the PetDesk app so that your clients have, one, access to you and your Facebook page, your Instagram page, the ability to click, to call, text you, your website. But then because of the integration with Vetter, I can actually see, one, my pets. Doug just became famous. So I can see Doug's current vaccines. So what he's past due on, what he's in compliance on, if he has anything upcoming. We come to a big reason why people call right now as groomers, borders start reopening. Oh, hey, Connor, I need my vaccine sent over to my boarder or groomer. Now your clients have access and control to just share their vaccine records to their boarder or groomer, and it's one less phone call. The efficiencies that we're talking about, unfortunately, PetDesk can't stop the phone from ringing. You can probably do it yourself by plugging the phone out, but we don't recommend it. So the way we look at it is, one, giving your clients access to these tools makes them a better pet parent, and now they can access you for the things because of the integration with Vetter to request a medication refill online. So it's 8 o'clock at night and they're not calling you, leaving a voicemail. They can hit the purple button, submit a refill request, and send it in to you. Now, there are a lot of apps out there, right? There are veterinary specific apps, probably somewhere between 5 and 8 different veterinary specific apps that you could choose from. PetDesk is one, the most downloaded, because we get your clients to engage with it, and there are valuable pieces that as a pet parent, I'm going to come in and use. But then two, the example is insurance, integrating pet parent initiated reminders to the things that I need to do for my dogs, cleaning their ears, trimming their nails, the monthly preventative. This is going to bring me back in here more than just the 1 or 2 times that I'm supposed to engage with your practice every year. And the byproduct of that for you is that I see you front and center. So I have this digital connection in my mind with your practice. Clients can then go and request an appointment. Client comes in here, they request an appointment for their pet, and then this link is also included in any of the health service reminders that we send. So the health service reminders will include a link where clients can go to request an appointment, and then we customize this specific to each hospital. So the list of services, the date in which clients are required to choose in terms of how far out you are booking right now, we can customize that. And then a window of time that's set up based off of your schedule. Clients are going to give you this range or window of time, add any notes and special requests, submit the request, and then instead of your team receiving a phone call or an email back into your email inbox, which is already inundated with things, you receive a desktop notification which pops up in front of Vetter. And that's really just letting your team know, okay, Connor, there's a request needing your attention. And then let me make my screen bigger. The appointment request is in here. You can see who the client is, who the patient is, what they're requesting for, and when they want to come in. And then at this point, you would look in Vetter, see what time is available to schedule that appointment in Vetter, schedule the appointment within Vetter, and then use this as a digital confirmation back to the client. Because of the window of time, 80% of the time, okay, Connor, we have you scheduled for 10:40. Make sure that you bring a fresh fecal sample, hit the green button, and send it back to me. I receive a notification on my phone that the appointment's been confirmed. Great, good to go, and I don't need to worry about it. The third question that I have for you all. As your team calls to confirm appointments the day before, so the day before or 2 days before or 3 days before, depending on what your confirmation process is, or if your team even has time to actually make those confirmation calls, what percentage of calls go to voicemail? And then of that percentage of calls that go to voicemail, what percentage of calls are clients calling back saying, hey, Connor, why'd you call me? Right? Hey, I got your voicemail. Or hey, I didn't even listen to the voicemail. I'm calling you back. Why'd you call me? So we confirm the appointments then 2 days before for your clients. And now something recent is we're confirming those automatically back into your Vetter. So it's going to be marked as confirmed by PetDesk within your Vetter system. So your team doesn't have to go this extra step of, okay, the appointment's been confirmed, but do I have to go into PetDesk, then go into Vetter? Everything is within Vetter, which is primarily what your team is going to be using. And that's what Shona's been working on. So the day before, your team can toggle through here, see the unconfirmed appointments, see clients who have missing information in terms of cell phones, email addresses, pets out of compliance, pets missing reminders, and now start to clean up or add to that data that you already have. That's extremely powerful, because if we go back to reminders, that's the best way to communicate with your clients, is either through text, on their phone, email, and for the clients that really like to get a postcard, we can still send them a postcard. The second to last thing that we're going to talk through today is two-way communication. PetDesk enables two-way communication, two-way text with your clients. Obviously, we're starting to come out of this pure curbside zone, and it's becoming either more of a hybrid model, or in some practices, they're going back to just, hey, clients can come in and let's act as much normal as we possibly can. With two-way, you can, one, enable a conversation with your clients, or your clients can enable a conversation with you. It's as simple as coming in here, you search for a client, you want to send me an update, or you want to send me a message regarding your updated curbside, you can include a template in here. And then one of the big concerns is, one, well, is this taking away from personal touch? Part of the idea here is personal touch has changed over the past 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And it's about adjusting to your clients and going back to the reminder system. It has to be specific to your clients. So communicating with your clients in a way that makes sense for them. If they want to text you, great. Let's meet them where they want to be communicated with. Built in here, you have templates, and then you have auto replies outside of the hours that you are not available to respond. The last thing that PetDesk wants is you as a doctor, or you as a practice manager, office manager, sitting awake at 2 a.m. in the morning, texting back and forth with a client who has a pet that might be vomiting. And then the recent addition to PetDesk with Vetter is making sure that all of that information ends up back within your Vetter system. So you can now sync that back to the patient record simply by clicking here, syncing it back to which specific patient that you'd like it synced back to, which saves, one, copy and pasting, or not having that information within Vetter. And then the last thing that we're going to talk through is communicating with your clients regarding the updates. Things are changing at an extremely rapid pace, state by state, city by city, county by county, and it's about communicating with them in a way that makes sense. So you can now mass message your clients through email and through the app. update this, customize it to your practice, select from subsets of clients that you want to send this to. And now this becomes an area where, one, you can communicate with them, but it doesn't end up in either copying, pasting lists of emails into MailChimp or other systems that you could do that. Everything's in one place within PetDesk. That's the Spark Notes version of PetDesk in 8 minutes or less, and I hope nobody's fallen asleep. Let me jump back to the presentation.
And actually, Connor, I think this is a good time. I know we have a Q&A section, but somebody had asked, is SMS texting included in the package pricing, or is it per message? And where is it syncing in Vetter? Is it the client communication tab?
First part of the question, I'll answer. Second part of the question, Shona, do you want to take that? Perfect. So it's not a paper text. There's a flat fee, and then it depends on the size of your practice. If you want to either give us a call or you can shoot me an email, we can definitely discuss. So the last thing PetDesk wants is a paper text, because the ideal piece of the two-way platform is that your clients are going to start using this instead of having to pick up the phone for absolutely everything. So it's not on a pay per text basis. It's a flat monthly bundle. And then Shona, do you want to talk through where the write back goes?
Yeah. So I believe you're talking about the two-way write back. So I'll answer about appointment write backs first, just to keep you guessing. For appointments that get written back, that goes actually into the appointment notes as confirmed via PetDesk and marks it confirmed. But for the two-way SMS, that gets put into the patient record. So essentially you're selecting, if it's Spike or Fluffy and inputting it that way.
Great, thanks everyone. And we'll get back to more questions after our customer testimonial, which is with Ashley Stickles from Orange Canyon Pets Clinic. So thanks again, Ashley, for joining this webinar and kind of speaking to PetDesk. Connor, if you want to unshare your screen and we'll have some like face-to-face time. There you go. All right, thanks. So, at the beginning, when you introduced yourself, you kind of already talked about, how long you've been with Orange Canyon, but if you want to kind of run through that again, what's your experience and what are you doing on a day-to-day basis there?
Okay, so I've been a technician for like 15 years, and then Dr. Murphy, I worked with her for about that long. She bought this practice about 3 years ago, and then about a year ago is when we started using PetDesk with Vetter. And it's kind of been a life changer, especially for our staff up front. We only have 3 receptionists. We're a pretty busy practice, and we only have 3, usually just do 1 at a time. And with PetDesk, it really, like, they're able to do everything we ask them to do. We ask them to do a lot. So we're very much, we are very, patient care is always number 1, but our client care, we're kind of like white glove. Like when we did have clients in the building, we don't just offer them coffee, we make them coffee. They're very important to us. So I think this has really helped us make an even stronger relationship with them. They're able to contact us in multiple ways other than just the phone. And a lot of the millennials and younger love the app and everything, but we do have a lot of older generation clients, and once we get them familiar with it, they actually really like it too. It's because it's so simple. So it's been awesome. We're really happy with it.
Yeah, definitely. That's so great to hear. So over the past year, obviously COVID-19 has taken over the world. What has your experience been like throughout this pandemic? What are the bumps in the road that you might have come across? The types of stress that your team might have experienced.
Sure. So obviously going curbside, we were just winging it. I think most hospitals were. There was no set guidelines anywhere. We're just like, how do we handle this? What do we do? So we pretty much just stopped allowing clients in the building altogether. That was pretty difficult at first because people always want to come in. We had signs everywhere, and it's literally like the sign in their face and they still walk through the door. it's just, people, it's hard. It was new for everybody. We did, there's always the angry clients, the people that, aren't happy leaving their pets, aren't happy with, having to wait outside. So it was rough in the beginning, and honestly, like the phone, because the phone just, that's the only way we were communicating with clients pretty much at that point. So it was like nonstop ringing, which was it was hard on everybody. Thankfully we have great staff that was trained. Everybody could answer the phone, but it's just, there's only 4 phone lines. So it got crazy. We get a lot of voicemails, we get a lot of emails. I've been trying to call you, I can't get a hold of you. So it was tough. So yeah, it was, when we added PetDesk, that really helped streamline a lot.
Yeah, and actually that kind of leads me into the next question, but when you onboarded with PetDesk, how has PetDesk been able to help you streamline your business throughout the pandemic? What are you actually using with PetDesk? And what's your favorite aspect of it?
Well, there's a lot. Like Shauna said, like the support is amazing. We work with Mackenzie mostly, and she's awesome. Like anytime we come with a hiccup or we want to change something, we found something else we'd like to do, she's always responsive. I would say within 24 hours, whatever our issues are fixed, we're done, we move on. So that's been great. And then other than that, like the 2-way messaging obviously is awesome. It's super helpful. A lot of clients are starting to text more, even confirming appointments. They just click confirm, and then there's no phone call we have to make. When people request appointments, we can address it at our slow time, because everybody calls first thing in the morning. So it's so nice when people are using PetDesk now, then they request appointments, and then 2 hours into the day when things have kind of mellowed out, everybody's checked in, then we can go and address all of those, the prescription refills that they do over PetDesk. All of that really makes it easy. Personally, since I'm the practice manager and I really push us, like always keeping, reminders up to date, vaccines up to date, because all of that preventative care is super important. I love that when you see all the pets that are coming in for the day, it has all the information, and there's the little red blurb if they have overdue reminders. And even if the client has other pets, not the one coming in today, have reminders that are past due, it's red. So it's nice, because then when the client, they're kind of in front of you, outside, you can just let them know, hey, by the way, Buddy is also due for his rabies vaccine and his senior exam and whatever. And so then you can get that appointment scheduled. And it keeps, the preventative care at the top, which is really important for us. So it's nice to have that. It's nice when in the past we're like, this phone number doesn't work, guys. We can't even get a hold of the client now, or we don't have their email address. Everything is red when we're missing something. So it's kind of right in your face. You don't have to go searching for it. So it's like if something's missing, it tells you. So you don't have to be like, can we confirm this again? Is this the correct phone number? Is this, because nobody wants to repeat that every single time a client comes in.
Yeah, definitely. And, actually from my perspective, before joining PetDesk, I'm a pet parent, and I actually use the PetDesk app through my vet. And it's really life-changing, because I get those reminders and I'm like, oh, I gotta take my cat in. So I can definitely identify with that aspect of getting that reminder and not having to call and bother the staff. So what kind of outcomes, if there are any, that you've been able to measure your team, whether it's like how many hours in a week you've been able to save because of PetDesk, instead of spending time on the phone? Is it ROI? Is there any kind of measurable circumstance that you can speak to?
I would say for sure hours saved for the staff, because I like to throw a lot at my team. And so with, especially with our front desk, like we're adding a lot more basically like chores, tasks for them to do, and they're able to handle it. Where before, like with the amount of phone calls they were getting, there's just no way they could. And I feel like clients are less stressed because they're not sitting on hold forever. And so the team is less stressed because, they can please the clients, we can handle things immediately pretty much. And it just makes the workday a lot smoother. So it's really been awesome for us. I don't know.
That's That's amazing, and I'm really glad to hear that. With clinics starting to reopen now, what is your plan in reopening if you have already? And do you have any plans further with PetDesk to kind of help with the reopening, or just can you speak to like a high level overview of what your team is planning right now?
Yeah, so we have not opened yet. We're planning probably within the next month. In California, it sounds like we're basically losing all of our rules and regulations on June 15th. So we're going to kind of tailor it from there. I think we're going to do a slow, soft opening where we're kind of saying maybe just like sick pets at first, and then we'll go to see, and then eventually people will come in to be able to pick up prescriptions and food. But honestly, I think a lot of that is going to stay curbside because I think clients really like that. When you're just picking up food, you don't have to get out of your car. We just walk it right out to you. So it's, I don't think that will change as much. But what's nice with PetDesk is when we are, scheduling appointments, confirming appointments, we can change the little blurb at the bottom that they get that just says, now that we're open, because we will require masks. We will probably have limited capacity in the building for a while. So it's just, another reminder also just to be kind to our staff, because a lot of people, we know people are going to argue the mask because it's been like that for a year now. People just do. So just, friendly reminders of like, please be kind, please respect our rules. So, and then I feel like if they see that in their face multiple times on their reminders and confirmations, that I think we'll have an easier time bringing people in, and it'll go a lot smoother than it could.
For sure. And I wish you the best of luck with opening. I know that there's a lot of clinics that are doing that, and it's just, it's busy season and things are going to get hectic. So, we appreciate everything that you do for our pets. But yeah, so those are all the questions I had for you. So thank you so much again for, speaking to PetDesk and your utilization of it. I mean, it was really insightful, and I hope that everybody on this webinar has gotten a little bit of insight from you. So thank you again.
Thank you. We appreciate everything you guys have been doing for us. So it's very awesome.
Thanks. All right. And then we will move on to the next portion of the webinar, which actually is our Q&A. So I will take these questions. While I was speaking with Ashley, we had a lot of questions come in. So Connor and Shona, I hope that you're ready to answer a couple of them. I think that they all look pretty great. So Janice is asking, in the reminders with the client, does it confirm the client? Let me reread this again. In the reminders with the client, does it confirm the client, and do they see the reminder?
I think this is asking if we can see if Joe Blow looked at something but didn't respond.
Yeah.
So we don't have that visible in our provider product yet. That's one of the feature requests that we're getting more votes and feedback on. However, if pressed, you can ask our support team, because we can see behind the curtain on our back end and often view if Joe Blow actually looked at the reminder and solve some riddles that way. Can't always tell, but we can look at email opens and things of that nature. And then questions like this and folks that want to see that helps us prioritize feature improvements that might be little eyeballs if they've seen it, something like that. So who's actually recognized it, whether or not they've said they're coming in.
All right, thank you. Sorry about that. And then Trisha's asking, can owners see their pet exam notes or just reminders? And then secondly to this, do they submit to pet insurance through the app? And do we still send medical records to insurance?
I could take this one too.
Sure.
Yeah, so exam notes, no, unless you want them to, and would send that to them through a message. So there's not any automatically pulled in exam notes, and not anything scary with appointment notes and reminders either. Some customers do ask that. So you can write in notes about the nature of the appointment, what you need to handle, and that's only seen by you. We do have abilities, like I believe Ashley mentioned, to include blurbs in some of these communications about what's going on in the practice, COVID guidelines, drop-offs, whatever else. So there is some of that, but not the exam notes as typed. They do see reminders though, so we'll be able to pull that in and view appointment history as well. So I can see that I am past due for my cat on a few too many things, and I can feel guilty about that. But I can also see that my exam's not coming up for another month. So it's a mixed bag for me as a cat owner, at least. And then for pet insurance, they don't submit through the app, but they can shop to find a new plan very easily, since a lot of folks aren't aware that this exists. But the medical records as well would need to be sent from the practice. We make that visible for the client, and they can email over an email version of these. But as far as insurance needs and those official records, those have to be done in your current process.
Okay, thank you. And then another question: can the owner update their information in the app, and will it update the Vetter records?
I can take this one too.
It's a Shona
so
show.
Yeah, well, I was like that. So both yes and no. So the owner can update in the app like crazy. We always view the app as a pet parent's place to hold everything for their pet care needs. That's why they have their own list of to-dos, all that other stuff that my vet may not talk to me about. Personally, I have one to buy cat litter in there because I will forget until it gets way too low. You don't remind me about that, but I can. So I can update my to-dos, I can update my pet's name, image, but there's some things that just come directly from your PIMS and will stay that way. So we will use things like the name, email, phone number, and have the pet parent update as needed in the app. And we'll use that for you guys as far as communicating out to them. So like if I change from my Gmail to my Yahoo, whatever else, we'll have that ready to go, since I know best how clients want to be communicated with. It does not, however, push those changes into your Vetter. So that would, again, be a feature request that we'll likely work on in the future. This is not something that's new to us as a request, excuse me, but better visibility to understand if those changes are made, if you actually want them in your Vetter, or sometimes if you want to contact that client and understand, hey, you completely changed your phone number to all fives. Do you not want us to call you? Like things like that. So you can make sure that you're sort of gatekeeping that if needed.
All right, thank you. Megan has a question, and she has a little bit of a scenario surrounding it. But the question is, can new clients request appointments, and can they see our earliest availability? And the scenario is, our current appointment requesting app doesn't show our actual availability. So new clients get frustrated and confused, thinking they are requesting next day, when in reality, we don't have an opening for 2 weeks.
Do you want me to take this one, Shona?
Go for
Can I
it.
take this one, Shona?
Yeah.
Just kidding. So you have total control over this within the dashboard. So within the dashboard, there's a setting as far as how far out you allow clients to request an appointment. You can change that on a daily basis, like on an hourly basis, if you'd like to. And that's going to then update what clients can request and what they can see in terms of the first available date. I mean, being on the sales side myself, we've seen a lot of these systems that allow clients to request something for next day. And it's almost this psychological factor of like, oh, I think I've requested something, therefore I think I have an appointment tomorrow, which isn't the case. And it can be frustrating from a client's experience, but also from a clinic experience. So you have a button to toggle that. We're not looking at your Vetter software, but you have full control over how far out in terms of days, weeks, and I mean, even recently months in some cases, how far out you want to allow your clients to request for.
Great, thanks, Connor. Another question with another little bit of a scenario just for background. Francis is asking, could you please elaborate on how a specialty surgery appointment, or could you please elaborate on a specialty surgery appointment use case? So for example, the specialty surgery is scheduled 3 weeks in advance, and reminders are sent ahead to remind the client of the appointment with pre-visit forms, etc., as opposed to like a vaccine or preventative reminders. So this is more like in a surgery reminder scenario.
So with those, there's a little bit of like the default PetDesk functionality combined with us trying to help you use your current processes and workflows to adapt to specialty surgery, since every practice is a unique snowflake and there's only so much that we can automate without a little bit of your help. So essentially, we would read that appointment scheduled far out, or any pre-booked appointment, and there is a reminder sent for anything that's scheduled way ahead, just reminding folks that, hey, you're going to come in. And that's in addition to that 2 day before appointment reminder that you actually take action on, saying, hey, I'm coming, or no, I need to cancel. So we have that built in, but for most of our practices that have any sorts of specialty or unique situations like this, they use things like our 2-way messaging feature to add on to this. So they may be 2-way messaging out some forms, asking if there's questions pre-service, sometimes even doing a checklist of like some fear-free items to include to make sure that pet's really at ease when they're coming in. So there's a limited amount of automated functionality to adapt to that unique use case. However, that's what a CSM is for. Those customer success managers will talk to you through how you can very easily just use PetDesk stuff to make this still crazy, crazy easy, and where automation kicks in. So we can save you a step or better enable another step. So clients can also ask questions as you're sending those forms, and hopefully also saves time.
Okay, great. And then she actually added another part to her question, and I think maybe we can get back to you, Francis, on this because it might take some data gathering. But Francis wanted to know if we had any information on the like a decreased percentage of no-show appointments that clinics have seen since a PetDesk Vetter integration was implemented. So I'm not sure if you have numbers off the top of your head, or if we would have to get back to Francis from that.
We don't have any numbers just straight off to rattle off, but I will say this is one of the metrics that we show in our reporting, looking at no-shows specifically and appointment rates. So, once you get on board with us, you can see this stuff and then talk with your CSM again about what this means and how this may change, whether it's, going like gangbusters, being stagnant, whatever else, and any levers that we can help pull to make that awesome and make sure everyone shows up. I can never promise clients will read their reminders or that they will actually appear, but we can do our level best to make that as seamless as possible. So no data right now, but yes, you could look at this when you use us, and we can get back to you on some larger high-level data on this too.
I can just speak from experience on that. Any client that has confirmed back an appointment with us, we have not had a no-show. The few that maybe do cancel because they can't get the cat in the carrier or whatever it is, that does happen. But the typical like no call, no show kind of thing has not happened when we have them confirming back with us. So yeah, so it works great in our opinion.
I hope that's the data all across the board, but we can definitely confirm it.
Great, thank you for that. All right, well, that is all the questions that I have right now. I think that there was a lot of ground covered. There were a lot of great questions. So thank you to everyone who submitted the questions. And I think that we can kind of move on to wrap up with the webinar.
Yeah, so I mean, if you do think of more questions, which is generally what I do, about 10 minutes after the fact, I have 40,000 questions. That's what our pal Connor is here for. So he can answer things, give you the long and short of it. But really what I want to say to close us off is we are very excited and proud to be working with Vetter. Like everyone said, it's been about a year now. So went from being brand new and having that like initial thrill to us being like, oh yeah, we got this. So I'm really happy to hear from Ashley that this is actually working like gangbusters, be able to prove our value over the course of her timeline with us. And hey, that no-show stat ain't too bad. I checked before this webinar. It looks like we got maybe 44 or 45 folks using Vetter and PetDesk right now, actively live on the service, which makes me feel really, really good since we were originally testing with Orange Canyon and asking a bunch of questions on what they did and what they saw. So we're really happy with this relationship, happy to grow it and scale it with you guys. And whether or not we're your cup of tea, we're happy to answer questions and help you figure that out. So call us, beep us, or rather call Connor, beep Connor, and see how we can help answer those any loose ends or blank spots for you. And then you can follow us on social media, look at our cute pictures on Instagram and all that good stuff. But thank you for your time. And then hopefully I will get to see some of you again soon when you start using PetDesk and we can do some cool stuff together.
Perfect. All right. Barry, I don't know if you have anything else you want to add from the Vetter side?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Judy. And thank you everyone on the panel today. PetDesk offers some seriously powerful functionality, and I think you guys did a great job of showcasing that today. And thanks to everyone for taking time to join and watch this presentation as well. I know your time is very important, and I am very, very thankful for you guys to spend that with us. And I have two resources that I kind of want to point out to you guys, to the Vetter users, just to make sure you guys are aware of this as well. You guys can always access our help desk whenever you're logged into Vetter. There's a little blue question mark icon that you can click on to access our help desk. And you guys might not be aware, but we actually have a blog as well that we offer some tips of the week that may be of interest to you as well. And that website, in case you guys are interested in learning more about that, is blog.vettersoftware.com. And so that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. And thank you so much, PetDesk, for everything.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.